Ladies, it's Karen, and I have a design team project for Luisa Diaz and her printable kit called her Spring Collection kit. I made a wall hanging, and I used this Prima doll. She's really cute. She was fun to paper piece because of the little bolero jacket and the ruffle skirt there. And these are the papers that I used from Luisa's Spring Collection. I used this one, a portion of this print, and this one, and I believe that's it. I'm going to leave the link to Luisa's blog below where you can find this kit is available. It's a to download. I believe it's $6, and it's a printable kit. So once you download it onto your computer, that's it. You have it. And you can print out the beautiful papers as often as you like. And I'll also leave a link to the video where Luisa shares the whole kit with you. So this is what I've created. And it's a wall hanging. You know, here's the seam binding, and I'll show you in a minute how that works. But what I used is, I believe this is an 8x8 piece of cardboard, and actually what it is from the the baking section at Hobby Lobby. They sell these, you know, so that these squares in different sizes of cardboard that, you know, you could use when I guess making cakes and stuff. Anyways, I had purchased a pack of them. So, of course, the first thing I did was peel some of the corrugated sections off, and down here in this corner as well. And then I went over it pretty well with white gesso. Whoops, sorry. And then let's see, what else? Oh, and then I took this sheet, it's, you know, from this, and I tore a section of it so that some of the corrugation would show. And then for this bottom corner, if you could see, it's rolled up, and there's actually a butterfly showing because I backed the underside of that corner with another piece of paper. Whoops, sorry. I'm trying to show you real quick. See, I backed the back of the paper with adhered another piece of paper so that when I rolled that corner up, you know, it would look double-sided like that. And so that's what I did there. Let's see. I distressed everything with, I believe it's Vintage Photo. I rolled this part up, and I rolled this part up, and if you could see, part of the cardboard paper, whatever, is also rolled up, and some of the corrugation was showing underneath that lace. So I rolled that up and wrapped it in some lace, and then I rolled this one over and just put some of that, I believe it's Prima trim that I'd gotten at Blue Moon Scrapbooking, and laid it there. So I rolled this corner down and this corner up, you know, for the effect. And then down here I took some of my cheesecloth, and a lot of these flowers are some of the pretty flowers that Letty, she's Crafty Girl 101, had sent me recently. So this one's from Letty, and this pretty one here is from Letty, this pretty gardenia and the burgundy. And these white flowers are from Letty, and this beautiful pink one. So thank you so much, Letty. Also, she sent me these little, they're like half purple, half ivory little rosebuds too, and they're just so sweet. So thank you so much for the flowers, Letty. So I laid some of my cheesecloth down here, and I adhered this beautiful pink flower, and then I just started putting in the gardenia, and then over here I layered some other Prima flowers that I had gray and pink Prima flowers. They were just like petals, and I layered them, and then I put this pink one from my stash from I Am Roses on top of it. This is a butterfly that I used my Martha Stewart punch, and I just layered it, and that is also paper from Luisa's kit. That's the big gardenia. I also used a lot of metals from Butterbee Scraps, and if you could see the leaf, the metal leaf here and here is actually this, and I just cut, you know, a piece here and a piece here. I still have this middle piece that I could use on a project or something, but I just used, you know, either end for leaves, and I bent them up, if you could see that. And then let's see, then on this side there is one of the doilies from Julie the Paper Bag Lady, layered on top of one of Monique's flowers. Whoopsies. Looks like this, and I just put that tiny doily on top and then layered the flower on top of it. Really sweet. Whoops, sorry. And then this is another metallic. It's like a daisy, and it has a flat center. And I laid the daisy on top of, you know, the same type doily, and then put this burgundy flower from my stash on top. So I thought that looked really sweet. The green flowers are from my stash, and I laid some of this Prima, I believe it's Prima lace that I had gotten at Blue Moon Scrapbooking. I just laid 2 rows across there. So with the Prima doll and this window here, I had received this Spellbinder window from Elizabeth. She's Beady Bomb Bomb 1 here on YouTube. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I love this window. There's so many possibilities with this thing. So I used it here, and I actually cut it out of craft cardstock, and then I painted it real lightly with gesso, and then kind of sanded some of it off so it would have a worn look about it. And then I inked it just a bit with Vintage Photo. And then, I don't know if you could see, but there's a piece of transparency in the window section, and I used this transparency that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby at one time. So that's what I used for the window part of this die. So it's really sweet. So it looks like a frosted window, but yet you could still see through it to look at the beautiful paper here that Luisa had created. So I thought that came out really cute. And then for the doll, I paper pieced her, and I also used paper from Luisa's Spring Collection. I actually did her in layers. So this bottom layer is actually a piece of this paper. It's her, like her top and the skirt is all like one piece. So the bottom is actually, you know, this color. And then I laid my lace here that I'd gotten at Joann's, and then I stamped the doll again, and using a different section of the paper, I wanted some of the pink flowers on there to show. And so then I layered that, if you could see that I layered it. I also layered the jacket. So the jacket is also in this green color. But then I used some of the paper from Luisa's kit. Sorry. Whoops. It's actually this paper here, and it has the pretty script on it. So I layered the doll's jacket there, if you could see. So it has a lot of dimension to it. And then I added the wings the same way I did a tag that I had done. These wings are from the Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby, and it comes like this. It's a sticker set, and it's $2 1/4, but it's always on sale actually. Well, it's $2.49, but you get, you know, several sets of wings. So I laid those wings on a clear sheet of acetate, and then fussy cut that out, and then used dimensionals and put the doll on the wings, but I used a pop dot so that there was dimension between the doll and the wing. And then the whole doll is on dimensionals on the cardboard. I colored her hair using my Tim Holtz markers, which I really love. Using those, and oh, the headband is also paper pieced from a paper that looks like this, and I just added a little pink pearl to the side as a little decoration. There's her hair. Yeah, so I think it came out really cute. The sentiment says, create the world you want to see. Be true to yourself. And I got that from Cosmo Cricket, the tiny text that they sell at Joann's. I added another butterfly here, and this was cut, Martha Stewart butterfly, but cut also from Luisa's collection, and I just inked the bottom of the butterfly and put some gold pearls down the center of the body. This one, I did a double layer, and also this one. I colored her shoes using my Tim Holtz markers as well. So I'm thinking she came out really cute. And this corner back here is also from Monique at Butterbee Scraps. And it looks like this. And I adhered the metals with my glossy accents. And I just went over it a little bit with gesso. And what else? Oh, the flower here actually looks like this. So I think that's about it. And I just used my cheesecloth. I put some cheesecloth in, you know, where I rolled the paper over. And I put some cheesecloth inside there so that it was coming out. And the cheesecloth came out and around the doll's legs and over to here to tie the two together as if she's walking through some garden, you know. And I just thought, I just love the wispiness of the cheesecloth. And then I added some random pearls, you know, like there, and there. There's one on there, and there. And then one in there just for interest. And then I went over everything with gesso, of course. Give it that nice worn and distressed type of feel to it. I just think it came out really sweet, kind of shabby chic, I think. These papers were so beautiful to work with. I knew when I printed this paper out, this one that has the text, I knew I wanted to zoom it in so that this text would show up in the background of this paper from Luisa's. It's just gorgeous. She did such a beautiful job in creating these prints. So this is how it's going to hang. I will show you. See? So that's cute. And for the back, let's see, where am I? For the back, I just adhered, you know, the seam binding, and then half of a flower on either side to cover it a little bit. So, whoops, sorry. So I hope there's enough light because it's later in the day, and we'll see how this looks. So thanks so much for watching. Remember, I'm putting Luisa's link to her blog. It's Kitty Scrap Post. Put a link so that you could check out these prints, and she sells them from her blog as well. She's got other paper collections also, digital collections also. But this is her current one, the spring collection, and it's so pretty. I thought this would make a nice spring, you know, wall hanging. You know, all the pretty spring colors. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.